Hi! If you follow Katie Bowman or if you live in Rhode Island, you've probably seen this shirt, Drop Your Ribs. Today I'm going to explain to you what this means, why you would want to drop your ribs, and I'll show you some exercises that use this technique. So, first of all, what does drop your ribs mean? If you were told to sit up straight as a kid, you probably sucked your belly in, stuck your chest out, and threw your shoulders back, right? So if I'm sitting slumped watching TV, you can see the curve in my upper back here, right? So if I suck my belly in, chest out, and shoulders back, it looks like I'm straight, right? And it feels like I'm straight because I'm using the muscles in my back to support me here. But what's really happening, I don't know if you can see it here, is I still have the curve in my upper back. My lumbar spine at the bottom is doing all the work because all I've done is I've hinged from here to here. I'm hinging with my ribs. Why does this matter? I mean, it looks straight. I'm using my muscles, so I shouldn't care, right? The problem is that as we age, if our thoracic spine or upper back is in that rounded position, as we age, gravity takes over and we go back to this. And then, in order to look straight ahead, we have to tilt our heads back. So, if you want to have a strong, straight spine as you age, you need to be able to isolate the vertebra in your thoracic spine and get some more mobility there. So when I say drop your ribs, I mean line your ribs up over your pelvis to isolate your thoracic spine. So here you can see I have a little bit of a hyperkyphosis, which is the forward curve that so many of us have from sitting all day, from typing on a computer, from looking at our smartphones. So when I drop my ribs, I still have that curve in my upper back. And bringing my shoulders back only squeezes my shoulder blades together. Here's the first of 3 exercises that I do to increase mobility in my upper back or thoracic spine. It's called a rhomboid push-up. And the rhomboids are the muscles right between your shoulder blades. They're the ones that make the shoulder blades protract away from each other and retract towards each other. So if I get on my hands and knees, just to show you the difference, I'll let my ribs drop, let my belly drop. Everything's relaxed here, and my shoulder blades are squeezed together. So the first thing I want to do is pull my ribs up, just gently, so that they're lined up with my pelvis. And then I'm going to let my upper back collapse. So my shoulder blades are pulling together here. Next, I'm going to press up through my arms. Notice my arms are staying the same. They're not bending or straightening in this exercise, but I am using my arm muscles to do a push-up. And the area that I'm pushing up is just this middle area between my shoulder blades. So I'm really pushing my shoulder blades out as far as they can go while keeping my ribs level. So I'll show you that again. As I inhale, I relax down, and as I exhale, I push up. Now, this is actually a lot harder than it looks. It might seem easy. It's a little motion, but this really strengthens those muscles around the vertebrae in the thoracic spine. Another thing I do here, this is a little bit more advanced, but you may notice when you get on hands and knees that the pits of your elbows face in towards each other. When I'm on my hands and knees, I externally rotate my humerus bone, my upper arm bone, so that my elbow pits are facing forward. Let me show you it this way. So here, my elbows are facing towards each other. But if I engage the muscles in my shoulders and turn my upper arm bones, my elbow pits face forward. The reason why you would want to externally rotate your upper arm bones in the rhomboid push-up is to deal with the curving in of your shoulders. So if we go back to that first example where good posture means chest up, shoulders back, I do my chest up and shoulders back. What I'm really doing is I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. Instead, with ribs down, shoulder blades spread, if I rotate my upper arm bones, see how my shoulders open up? So if you can do that in the rhomboid push-up position, you're really working on two things at once. You're strengthening the muscles between your shoulder blades, and you're getting into the habit of having shoulders open, and you really start to wake up the muscles in that area. Okay, exercise number 2. This is a thoracic stretch that's done over a half roller, if you have one, or you could use a rolled up towel or blanket, and that would work just as well. What I like about the half roller is it's a nice firm surface, not too squishy, so you can really get into each of the vertebrae on your spine. So each vertebra in your spine is meant to move independently, but what I find with most people is they can move in two places. So there's that hinge in the lumbar spine that you get from sticking your ribs up and down, and then there's the hinge in the cervical spine that you get from nodding your head yes and no. Really, we've lost mobility all through the rest of the curve. So this stretch is meant to isolate the vertebra in your thoracic spine. So to start, put either your towel or your roller on the floor, and you find that part where the curve in your thoracic spine is the greatest. So it's somewhere between your lower ribs and the bottom of your neck. You're going to put that part right on the dome or the towel, and you'll find that this is really quite uncomfortable. So when you lie down, you'll see here that my ribs have popped way up. The first thing I want to do is practice anchoring my ribs down in this position. So to do this, I have to use my oblique muscles to pull my body up. Okay? Then to relax my cervical spine or my neck, I put my hands behind. Once you can do this, then practice lowering your upper back while still keeping your ribs in place. The next step is to begin shifting to add some mobility around that vertebra. So you can do twisting motions side to side. You can do lateral bends. But the main thing is to make sure that you are keeping your ribs down. Once you've done one area, slide down an inch and work on the next vertebra. So drape down, notice my ribs popped up, so now I'm going to pull myself up to anchor those ribs down. Put my hands behind my head so I can relax my neck a bit, and then slowly drape towards the floor while keeping my ribs down. And then I'll do a twist, side to side with my shoulders, and then a lateral bend. Okay? You want to do this all the way up and down your spine, so this can take some time. Don't forget, if you've gone up your spine, don't forget to go all the way down your spine too. And if there's an area that feels a little tighter or more tender, stay there for a bit and don't even worry about dropping down to the floor. Just start with anchoring your ribs in that position, and that will really help to mobilize all of the vertebrae in your spine. It's time for exercise number 3, which is the easiest of the exercises and one that you can do anywhere. Did you know that your ear is supposed to line up directly above your shoulders? If you check it out, chances are yours doesn't. And again, this is because we spend so much time leaning forward. What's next? What's on my phone? What's on my computer? So if you look, I don't know if you can see it on me, but if I sit, this is like my relaxed posture. Shoulders are rounded and my head is forward. With head ramping, our third exercise, you want to push your head out as far as it can go. Again, keeping your ribs lined up with your pelvis. And then tuck your chin in to lengthen the back of your neck and pull your ears towards your shoulders. I think I said that this isn't the most attractive thing because what it does is it gives you a few chins. But this helps increase mobility in your cervical spine or your neck. So if you stick your neck out and then pull it back, stick it out, pull it back. So the next time you're in a car, nobody's looking at you anyway, practice doing that head ramp with pelvis and ribs lined up. So you can check your posture while you're sitting in your car. Are you slumped into the seat or are you lifted forward? And then just practice pulling your head back. Over time, this will help to realign your ears up over your shoulders. So I hope you found those 3 exercises helpful and you learned a little bit about your spine. Thanks.